So, welcome back to another Speedy Sto interview where we spotlight the next generation of elite youth track and field athletes from across the country.
And today, we're sitting down with someone who's already making serious waves in mid-distance and cross-country.
She's a two-time AU cross country All American, a nine times AU All American, holds two state records, and she holds multiple AU national records.
Her consistency, rage, and dominance on the track have made her one of the names everyone should know.
So we're excited to welcome Miss Graci Gonzales and her dad Pedro to our Speedy Sto platform today. How's it going, guys?
It's going well. How are
Perfect.
y'all?
Pretty good.
That's good.
Uh,
That's good.
just jumping right into it. I know I remember my first time actually watching Gracie race. It was at Primary Nationals. I know we talked about she was actually 5 years old racing in the 6U category.
hmm
And it was her and her teammate. They was neck and neck the whole race, like they was rolling. Came down to that last 100 meters. Gracie made a major move, set the national record. The national record as a 6 year old is three flat, and she set that record. So I really want to know, what was your reaction when you realized your daughter was setting records at such a young age?
Mind blown. Stunned for sure. Like you said, she was 5 years old, first time ever running track. What she did was unexpected for sure. So for me, it was special as a parent to witness something at that magnitude. Her just starting, and I mean, it's different, I guess, if your kid has been in it for a while, and they're considered to be little veterans, and they figure the ins and outs out, and they're out there, achieving these great feats, man. But first year, 5 years old, didn't expect that whatsoever. I mean, you have the highest level of confidence in your kid as a parent. Well, I'm one of those parents, but to experience that, man, it was beautiful. It really was, man. So I was stunned.
Yeah, hey, that timing was rolling. A three flat, like 8 year olds is trying to break. Shoot, I really, y'all, honestly, I know high schoolers who haven't broke that three mark yet.
Yeah, for sure.
Gracie, you have been successful in cross-country. You have some state records in track, and you have some national records. Which is your favorite, cross-country or track, and why?
I would say track because it's like more competitive and that's my main sport and I feel more comfortable in it.
Yeah, I would say that too. Like most likely. I don't even do cross country like that, to be honest. I do it like every other year. But I do track every year, so I would say that too.
That's cool. That's cool.
But what's your favorite part about running track?
The competitiveness and like the traveling and stuff. Like I like I'm a competitive person and I just like running and mainly running.
I know you're not her coach. You got Coach Green out there doing most of the coaching, but how do you balance being a supportive parent while out actually stepping on his toes in that coaching territory?
Oh, for me, it's not difficult. I understand that his role is his role. I brought my daughter to him for him to coach her. So my thing is staying out of coach's way and allowing for coach to coach. But also, being close enough to where he can use me in whatever way he'd like to use me. And what's dope about Coach Green is that he does involve me in what he does at practice. So letting him do his thing, being of assistance whenever he needs me. And while he's teaching the kids things, try to echo what he says. And for my daughter specifically, like if he were to say something to her that's essential for her improvement, those rides home. I'm driving home, and it's likely that I'll try to put those things in her ear that he said, just to keep it fresh. Try to drill it in her. So it's getting out of his way while being close enough to support and echoing the things that he's putting out to the kids as well as my daughter.
What motivates you to keep training and performing as one of the best in your age group this year?
So you got, girl.
When I set goals for myself, I want to like accomplish them. But if I like stop running, I won't be able to accomplish what I want to accomplish.
Like you said, Gracie has been dominating for a while now. But it's not like shoot. Let me not step on, say it wrong, because she can dominate the short distances as well, the 100, 200 type stuff. But most of the time, I've seen her racing the 400, the 800, the 1500. So, um, what's it like watching her run those longer races where it takes a lot of discipline and patience?
Man, look, it's always awesome when she dominates, provided that she pushes her limit. Let me say it that way, because you can dominate a race, but your time is trash. And one thing we don't do is celebrate complacency. It's like, yeah, you beat them by a large margin, baby, but there may be some athletes that she's racing and they're not on her level. But if you just get out there and just run just to win, your time doesn't look good. That's not really a win for us. We kind of set her standards higher than just winning first place. So provided that she runs a good time, her dominating is cool. Now, when she does dominate against kids that are either near or on her level, um, it's much more special. So I guess a way that I can put that is the level of awesomeness is contingent upon the level of competition. Whenever I do see her out there competing against those girls that are near her level or that are on her level and she dominates, then that's a completely different race for me. It's like a different channel on which I'm witnessing something super special. Now, as far as the mid distance running and the distance running, really, Gracie, as you guys would know if you know her history, as far as the sprinting events, I know you alluded to that. She started off doing those more so. It was just 1, 2, 4. But then coach started to kind of move her towards the 2, 4, 8, and try to stay around, that area with the events. But here she is. Not only did she, and I'll touch on this possibly a little bit later, considering how the interview goes, but Gracie is the one that has been putting it in her coach's ear that she's been wanting to do these longer races. And maybe it's because of when she ran the 5K and we saw how well she did. Maybe that's the reason why she became so confident and wanted to run these longer distant runs. Well, the 1500-meter race, that came about, when was that last season? It was fairly recently, but this is her though. This is Gracie. As far as her competitiveness, which she had expressed just a moment ago, she tends to set her goals out there. She has her own set of goals. Yes, we sit down and we talk, but she has her own set of goals and she sets her own goals. So this 1500-meter thing just came about recently, and here she is. And her thing is whenever she's tunnel vision, she can accomplish anything and can dominate given the work that she puts in. And that's the thing with her. That's what makes her stand out, I guess you could say. It's her competitiveness, her willingness to get out there and do the work and perform well. So when she does dominate, knowing that she's put the work in, especially with these distance runs, man, it's beautiful to watch for sure.
It seems like she got a lot of self-confidence and self-motivation in it, but what did you do to help her stay motivated through all the ups and downs of the training and racing?
Well, I've asked her this question. Her response to me was keeping her goals in front of her. So I try to do that. Whatever she pins down or whatever we discuss as being her goals for whatever the event is, I try to keep that in front of her when she's having those periods where she's having ups and downs. And another thing I think is key is letting your kid know that it's okay to not be perfect while striving for perfection. And what I'm looking at as being perfect is when you are hitting your times, when you're at practice and coach is saying, okay, I need you back here by this time. You'll have some of those practices where you're knocking them down. It's like, okay, got that. But then you have those moments where it's tough. You're out there really trying, but you're not reaching the mark. it's okay to have those. The elite level athletes have those, and we're talking like Mr. and Mrs. Olympia level, like
Yeah.
your Noah Lyleses, your Shelly Ann Fraser Prices. I mean, I can only imagine that they'll sit in front of a camera and tell you, yeah, some days it's not going to be beautiful, it's not going to be cute, you're not going to
Mhm.
make your times. But what I do think is ups and downs are a beautiful combination, and they are essential for athletes' experience. It can serve for balance. Your ups can definitely serve as a means of confidence, but your downs or the periods of adversity, if endured through, they can serve for they also can serve for confidence and mental toughness. And if you have a kid that's confident and that's tough, that has no quit about them, that's a tough athlete to deal with for sure. So it's encouraging her by keeping the goals in front of her, letting her know it's okay to keep pushing through. The outgrowth, the upshot, the payoff, all of those terms that can be used for what you can experience on the other end of this tough journey is worth it for sure. And she's reaped the benefits of dealing with tough times. So she's tasted it. And any athlete that has tasted it, I think that they'll say the same thing. So what do you think? You think the times that you had that were tough has served you good or no?
Good.
Yeah.
How do you handle the nerves before a big race?
Well, I pray to God that I'll do great, and like I think about the quicker I run, the quicker I'm done.
If I'm being honest, that's what I think too.
Going ahead and knock it out. I hear you.
Like we said last time, it's gonna hurt regardless. I don't care. Like you run fast or slow, you're gonna feel that pain. So might as well run fast and get it over with.
Exactly. And one thing I say is pain serves progress. It's like if you want to progress, you got to feel that pain for sure. It's working for your good, believe it or not. In the moment, the kids don't be wanting to hear that at all. You could be trying to encourage them, come on, come on. Then they give you that look like, man, if you don't get out of my way, with all that, it hurts. But then when they run those times, it's like, see, that's what that
Yeah,
pain did for
exactly.
you.
Now they happy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what I was getting at with the payoff. That outgrowth, that which comes out of those moments when it's tough. You want the reward, you gotta do what you gotta do in
That's
order
right.
to get that thing, and it comes with pain.
Exactly.
You have broken records since you were 5 years old. What do you believe changed the most from running since then?
Like my running form, my stride, and how like possibly mostly how like I breathe.
What do you think makes her so special and unique as an athlete?
Simply put, God, who is the one who's responsible for her existence and how she's wired, and just to press into the how she's wired part. So Gracie is known to give great effort. She's known to be consistent. Just at practice, coach, he almost never says anything to her specifically about effort and about consistency. She likes the grind. That's what comes across whenever watching Gracie at work. When she puts her hard hat on, as it were. She likes the grind, and she gets out there, man. And you see consistency. And again, she may not reach the mark every time, but if she doesn't reach it, she's more than likely close to it. And she's I guess you would consider her a paradigm, a model for the athletes that she runs with on a day to day. Her track mates. She's seen as being a model of effort and a model of consistency, and I think that that's super dope. I really do.
Definitely. I know what you talk about reaching the mark. Like it really just keep making me think of what we had a training session yesterday. We had those
Mm-hmm.
250. Somebody didn't hit her times at all. But like
Oh
you said,
no!
like it is
Come on,
definitely
Sylvia. You got it, girl. You got it.
hey, she was off
Yep.
that. But like you said, like it's literally like every day's not your day type thing. So
It's
it is
not.
what it is.
And it has to be okay, right? It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna get talked to by your coach, told, hey, you need it, whatever. That goes into coaching, right? That goes into training. If they don't make it, they're gonna try to push you to get there. At the same time, it's
Mhm.
okay. but don't allow for it just being okay to be a reason for you to be complacent now. Still give it your all. But in giving it your all, you will not always meet the mark, and that has to be okay. Swallow it, use it as fuel for the next one. Like, and just go for it. Okay, I missed it this time. I'm getting you the next time. That mental, man, that mental, and that's one thing that me and her, we've had conversations about. It's like, man, just try to mentally override what your body is feeling, because a lot of times it's hurt with her. It's her legs feeling tight. What's something else you may say to me? Her chest is hurting. Those things. I said, look at those as challenges and try to champion those challenges. Try not to allow for the challenges to champion you. You try to champion those challenges. It won't always be beautiful. It won't always be perfect, the conditions, but try anyway. Try anyway, for sure. Give it your all. And it's okay if you don't meet the mark. Go for it the next time.
Exactly. So, how do you make sure she still enjoy herself as being a kid while competing at such a high level?
I don't think I do this perfectly. Me as a parent, man, I'm still growing in this area. I really am. Let me see. What would I say? One thing is allowing for her to have breaks to explore other things as a kid. Track isn't the only thing that my baby's capable of doing, nor is it the only thing that she likes to do. So pulling her away from it every now and then, allowing for her to engage other things. Sometimes we might have her put together her own workout. This is something we talked about prior to this season too. Whenever we're doing some stuff together, when she's not with her team, allowing for her to package up some things for us to unpack in front of the house, or let's say we go to the track and we go work on some stuff. Allow for her to come up with what she wants to do. I think that gives her a sense of independence. I think that makes it fun for her. Sometimes when we may be working on things at the house, if the neighborhood kids are outside, we'll cut our training session off so that she can go have fun as a kid and do her thing. When we have these traveling engagements, finding things for her to do in those areas, especially nationals. My wife, she is really good at making sure that we have extra days locked in so that we can explore the area, whether we're in Florida, whether we're in, where else have we been? Whether we're in New Orleans or wherever the event may be. Try to make sure that we do things with her outside of what we're going there for primarily, so that she can have fun. So just taking advantage, man, of moments for her to do something other than track. And whenever we are doing our own thing track wise, okay, now how can we get you to brighten up, as it were, while we're doing what we're doing? Because sometimes she may look at me and be like, okay, we got to do this today. We got to do this, daddy. It kind of leaves me with the impression that it might be becoming a little sour when daddy's always putting the drills together. So sometimes it's passing it to her and letting her know, okay, you know what, you can put it together. You've been doing this long enough. What do you want to do? And I think that kind of brightens her up, try to make it fun doing the track thing, and then pull her away from the track thing and allow for her to have fun outside of it. So that's what I'd say.
I love that. Like when you traveling, doing something, like I know we definitely implemented that about 2 years ago, where like whenever we go somewhere, we have to find at least one event outside of track that we have to do.
Yeah, that's dope. I think that's essential, man. I really do. There's a
Yeah.
lot more that our girls can do when we are at these places, man. Because look, when you are where you are, you've exhausted all the venues you can go to, man. To get out like that, we sort of treat them as vacations rather than
Yeah.
just business trips. Let's go out
Hmm.
here and let's treat it like a vacation. And that's the reason why my wife will lock in an extra 2 days or 3 days, and we'll get out there and explore things, see what we can get into.
Exactly.
Tracy, do you have like a pre-race meal or like snack?
My favorite pre-race meal or snack is watermelons, grapes, strawberries, and a granola bar.
Love the fruits.
Yeah.
So it's been lots and lots of races over the years, but out of all of them, what has been one of your proudest track moments as a parent so far?
Oh man, yeah. So This was tough. All right, so if you want to limit me to just like one moment in time, one particular event, man, it would be, I think, this past nationals when she ran the 1500-meter race.
Mm-hmm.
So Gracie went in with a time of 5:21, and there was a kid that had a time of, I think it was 5:06. What was that time that she ran?
5:10.
It was a 5:10. Okay, well, yeah. So going into it, it's like, man, yo, old girl is running a 5:10. Boom, boom. Like you're only sitting at 5:21. But then I got to thinking about it, and it's like, you know what? Gracie hadn't ran in a while. The 15 specifically, she hadn't ran that in a while. And I know that when it comes to level of competition, she tends to thrive when there's somebody out there that can get it. So I was like, you know what? This is going to be interesting. So we get out there just to speed things up. And not only does she win the race, but she sets the new record. So that right there, man, a 20-second PR is what we got there. She went from a 5:21 to a 5:01. And that right there was definitely a proud daddy moment.
Yeah.
If you would allow me to stretch out the term moment, and let me use
Keep it going. Keep it
a,
going.
a lengthier span of time, her first year running track when she was 5, I think I felt the proudest in hindsight. Just that first year packaged, everything is done. Looking back at it, man, the proudness that I felt in my heart was otherworldly, I guess you could say. She's 5, not expected to do too much. She started off getting beat by, especially in practice, almost every practice, she was getting smoked. And throughout the course of the season, man, the track meet, she wasn't winning medals. And we were heavy in track lab circuit that year. And as you might know, every time you win first, second, third, fourth, you accumulate points. So Gracie was behind from the start, but as the season progressed, those numbers were adding up. Came down to the last event, and it was the championships. It came down to Gracie and another girl who ran with her at the time. Well, what's interesting is that each of them ran the same races. They did the same field event. They both did long jump. Her and Gracie also did the 1, the 2, and the 4. Gracie had to beat her out in every event in order to win the trophy. And I remember having talks with her. And this kind of goes back to Gracie and her focus. Whenever she's tunnel vision, she's coming. And she tends to always do well when she puts her mind 100% on something. So here she is with this attitude of, I want it. Just us having those conversations. I'm like, yo, do you want it? She's like, yes, I want it. I remember coach asking all the kids at practice that, when was it? Maybe like that same week. It might have been like a Thursday or so. He was asking the one, do you want it? She was like, yeah. Asked Gracie, do you want it? She said, yeah. So they're out there. The first event was the long jump. She had not beaten this girl in long jump all season. She was like our long jump specialist. Gracie would always come in second, third. She may not even place, but she never beat her. She gets out there, that event, she beats her. So I'm like, oh, okay. So now it's going to come down to your feet. I said, so, okay, call her to me. And I'm like, hey, so you got that one knocked out. You have to beat her in every running event, the 1, 2, and the 4. Now, if she were to do that, she'd only beat her by 1 point. Like, this is how tight it was. Gracie had to win every event in order to beat her by 1 point. So they get out there, they run the 4 first. Gracie finishes in front of her. And then they have the 100. Gracie finishes in front of her. So here we go. It's coming down to the 2. And this girl is bad. She's fast. Her and Gracie, and we had another athlete also on the team. She was bad too. So, I mean, you could just imagine those 3. Each of them are as fast as each other. So it was always a battle between the 3, pushing each other, making each other better. So here they are. They're lined up in the 200. And this is on the finale, right? The 200 is the last race. So she gets out there, gun goes off. She's floating. She gets in front of her. So to see afterwards, my daughter be able to stand on the podium, knowing what work she put in throughout the course of that first season as a 5-year-old, the youngest one out of the bunch, to be holding that trophy, blew my mind. And then the nationals thing, which is what we just touched on, that happened. Gracie is she wasn't running the 800 all season. She voiced to coach that she wanted to run the 800 towards the end of the season. So I'm like, why do you want to do that? Let's keep it long jump. Let's keep it 1-2. Let's stay with your usual. Like, let's not mess this up. But it's what she wants to do, right? So she tells coach that she wants to do it. He lets her do it. She had only ran the 800 twice. We had an event at Chocolaca Park. She got smoked. And then we get down to Satellite Beach, Florida, and Gracie ran the best 800 that I had seen in a kid. And the reason why it was the best was because of the strategy that went into it.
100% at that age. I remember watching that race. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that was amazing.
Yeah, that what that spoke to me was her runner's intelligence. Gracie knows her body. She knows distance. And you think a 5-year-old, you need to like teach certain things. Well, Gracie was picking up things and she was studying on her own. I remember one time, real quick, I was at work. I didn't tell her to do this. She calls me and she says, "Daddy, guess what I'm doing?" And I'm like, "What are you doing, sweetie?" She said, "I'm looking at the 800. So she's over there at her nanny's house studying how to run the 8, looking at these elite level 800-meter runners, and she's processing what she's processing. And she gets out there, and the way she ran it, looking at her distance, knowing how that last event went at Chocolaca Park, she gets out here and she's running it completely different. And you question, like, yo, what is she doing? And she's making her move here. She's picking her spots. She's pressing the gas here, and then she'll take it off a little bit, and she's drafting her. And the next thing you know, like you mentioned earlier on, yo, they come out of that curve. It comes down to that last 100. She hit the NOS button. She smashes the NOS button, and she just skates onto the finish line. Looking at that, man, that was my proudest like moment. Again, if you'll allow me to stretch moment out a bit, man, that right there, that first season, that right there was my proudest parent moment.
I gotta know. She qualified for JOs year after year after year, but she hadn't attended the JOs yet.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. So, what's your plan? Like, why haven't she attended the JOs? Is there any reasoning behind it? And do y'all have any plans of eventually going to one?
Yes, there's a reason behind it. And it kind of goes with what we talked about a moment ago, just making sure that she's having fun as a kid. Now, JOs has fallen on the week of her birthday. So, as parents who have a young kid, making sure that she's having fun, doing what she wants to do, she selected to have birthday parties. I mean, if it's not a birthday party, to go elsewhere for her birthday. And we've been allowing it for sure. So that's the reason why she hasn't been going to JOs. She's been allowed to make that decision. Now, as she gets older, we'll have to steer her in the proper direction. In the event that there is an event that we think will be beneficial for her to go to. But at this age right now, we're allowing for her to decide what she wants to do event wise. Now, this upcoming JOs that which is scheduled to be in Iowa, right? So we plan on going. So you're hearing it first. Gracie's JO's debut will more than likely be Iowa. This upcoming JOs. Yeah.
That jail records on the watch.
Hey.
So, Gracie, what are your goals for this upcoming season?
I have many. Well, my goal is to PR in every race. Like for the 1500, I want to get to under a 450. For the 800, I want to get under a 225. Okay. And then for the 400, I want to get under 1 minute. And then for the 200, I want to get 26 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, they real fast. Then just to make sure everybody know, I don't think I haven't said it yet. This year, Gracie is considered an 11-year-old, and the time shoots. First off, she already said ran a 501, which is amazing. 800. What's that 800 PR? Like 228, if I'm not mistaken.
What is that 8?
The 800 PR?
Yeah. What's your
227. 227. 226.
Oh, 227. Okay. So yeah, the time
Okay.
she's already running is extremely fast. So those times she's put out there is definitely within reach. And anybody
Yeah.
who knows like real track type thing, when she said that 450 in that, no, said the 1500. Okay, that's still fast as well. Like we looking at
Yeah.
top times, shoot, high school times at this
Yeah.
point.
I've been hearing that, man. I have been hearing that. I haven't been too in tune with the high school times, but whenever I do share with somebody her times, they're like, dude, some high school kids aren't even running that time. And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
you'll make it to the state championship race running under 230. So
Oh, shoot.
yeah,
Okay.
that's just North Carolina though. So I don't
I
know
got
about y'all.
I
Yeah.
got you. I got you. Yeah. Yeah.
If you could pick any professional runner to train with, who would it be?
Sydney McLaughlin, because she's a power runner like me, and she runs the 400 very well. Me and her technically have the same strategy, but I want to like learn how to glide more on the back stretch like she does. So it would help me maintain on the back stretch and then accelerate going in the curve and finishing.
Nice.
That might make me wonder, what is your 400 strategy?
Okay, so for when we first get out the blocks, I want to go at least like 98% around the curve. And then whenever you get to the back stretch, I want to like glide. Don't go like jogging pace, but like at least like a 96, staying in the 90s. But and then when you get to the 200, you want to start like I like open my hands up, and then when I get to the 50, and sometimes even just start sprinting at the 200, but sometimes at the
That's
150,
when she's feeling it. Yeah.
at the 150, that's like my main like go time.
Okay. Hey, you said it perfectly. Honestly, what I tell you to do, how we do it. What's our strategy
Wait for what race?
in the 4?
400. Okay, so 400, make sure actually like get out of the box good, as she said.
Yeah.
And then like actually coming off that curve, trying to actually like lean a little bit on that curve to make sure I actually like get my momentum. And then coming off that like straightaway, actually try to like get to my top speed. And then like off the last like 150 is, I'm trying to like maintain that top speed, make sure I'm not like jogging or nothing.
Good stuff. That's good stuff. I like
Yeah.
it.
Other than yourself, who's your favorite youth athlete to watch?
I like to watch Zuri Carlisle, Rai, specifically Rai on the track, Amber Cummings, Adriana Alexander, right?
Mhm.
Georgia girls, all big time names. Yes.
And Skylar Arnold.
Out there in Pennsylvania, Mount Airy. Out of all of the track meets, I know you've been to lots of different meets over the years. So,
Mhm.
out of all of them, which has been your favorite one to attend and why?
My favorite one has been Mark Trail. Mark Trail's my first year with the team. We had an experience that would not be a reason why somebody would say that it's their favorite, because we were out there until like 12 o'clock in the morning. They had so many athletes that were involved during that track meet. And the reason why was because they had a cutoff, but they allowed more athletes to come in than they originally planned to have. Even in the midst of all of that, things that I keyed in on was their precision. They were real precise about what they did. They were organized. I mean, the gun was going off. I mean, they were sending the kids around the track like crazy. And that stood out to me. And also the level of competition that we experienced there. So this is, I don't know if that's like mid track season, but it had a nationals feel to it because you had
Oh,
kids coming from so many different places, kids that we hadn't seen. And usually for us, it's us going to Georgia almost every weekend. So we'll see kind of the same kids, but to go to that event and see kids, yes, that we've seen, but also other kids that are as good as Like Gracie, for example, that competition that I told you about, girls that are near her level or on her level, for her to get out there and compete like that, man, it had that nationals feel to it. Just, all of that served for a dope experience for me. And we, till this day, we look forward to going to Mark Trails. Like that first experience with it lasting until 12 o'clock, there were some parents that were like, no, I'm not going
Never
back
going
to
back.
it. Yeah, but for us though, I'm like, you know what? I like them. I look at that as them making a mistake. You know what? If we have a cutoff, let's just cut it off. And guess what? It's not been like that since. Nor has it been that thick. It hasn't been as busy as it was that first year. But every year we're looking to go to Mark Trail. We're looking to go. So that has to be the favorite for me.
Yeah, I know. I remember that year you're talking about. It was about 3 years ago, I want to say, where that it was crazy. That was the one year I did not go to Mark Trail. I was super happy. I heard about it. Yeah, I'm not in there. But
Yeah, yeah.
the year after, the year after that, I want to say it's been pretty nice. Like no problems like that again. But that one year,
For sure.
everybody was there. It's always Memorial Weekend, so track
Yes.
is
Yes.
always packed.
Indeed. Indeed.
So, what advice would you give to other parents raising youth athletes with lots of talent?
Some of your typical answers would possibly be, make sure that you stay on them, they're working hard and things like that. But what I have is make sure that your athlete knows that them doing their sport is not their ultimate purpose in life, yet it is something that's purposed for them in life. For me, and what I believe that we were all created for an ultimate purpose. And I believe that what I'd call sub purposes, they are intended to serve the ultimate purpose. I believe that our ultimate purpose is given to us by our creator, and it's for us to be supremely satisfied in him, that he might be supremely glorified in us in everything that we do. Those sub purposes is the sport that you play, it's the job that you work at. We should be playing the sport, going to the job, and doing those things in such a way that makes much of our creator. If you notice in Gracie's videos or on her pictures, she has 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31 there, which says, whether therefore you eat or drink, something as basic as that, whether therefore you eat or drink or whatsoever you do it all to the glory of God. Having that ultimate purpose, that overarching purpose just in life, period, that which you were created with, that which you will have as long as you live. What won't happen if they grab hold to it by God's grace is that whenever the sport is over with, they won't feel empty. I've heard athletes talk about how whenever the sport was over, man, it's like they're empty. Like, what am I going to do now? But if you have that overarching purpose, if you have that sense of an ultimate purpose, life is not over. The sport that the kid plays is not life. I think that it's beneficial to have those talks with them, because they can get so consumed in the sport to the point where it feels like the sport is life. But when it's over, then what? Well, really, there's a lot more to life than just the sport. You were created for an ultimate purpose, something that's overarching. So when the sport is over, you always can feel full and know that, okay, I'm here for that. I'm here for that, not for this. This is over. So now it's just seeking what's next. What's the next sub purpose that should serve the ultimate purpose? It's always having something before you or something over you. Another thing that I'd say is, yes, push your kid physically. Yes, push them mentally in the sport that they play, but remain connected to them emotionally. I think that that's so key, to stay in tune with them emotionally. Our kids go through things. They can be so wrapped up around this sport, but next thing you know, they could mess around and unwrap away from the sport, or unravel from around the sport, no longer want to play it because of something that they may be dealing with internally. So for me and my wife, we like to remain connected to Gracie emotionally. Like, what are you going through? I think that we should love our babies for them and not for what they do. I do think, and this is only speaking possibly to a few parents, but some parents can become so engrossed in what their kid does to the point where they disregard what their kid really needs, right? They really need our emotional support. Yeah, you can give them sports support, but they need emotional support as well. I think we should all desire for our kids to be sound, mentally, emotionally, and not get so caught up in this sports thing. The sports thing is something that they do. Them being an athlete is almost like something that they wear, but it's not them. That's not their identity. You want them to know that, and just, man, stay locked in with them emotionally. Love your babies for your babies. Make sure that they're good. And I guess something else that I can put out there. I've developed what's called a push-pull method, and I hope that I execute this better. But push them into what they're doing. Of course, you want to, that's the support part, push them into what they're doing, but sometimes pull them away from it. Allow for them to refresh, kind of start over, and then push them back into it, to go in fresh, to go in feeling good. Because if they always had that in front of them, I mean, they could burn out. They could find it distasteful because this is all I'm doing. And we actually have our daughter in tumbling right now just to get a taste of something else, pulled away from track, get in there and flip. She's into other things. So give her a taste of other things so that track doesn't become distasteful. So push them, and then sometimes pull them, and then push them back in there, and then pull them. So those are the tidbits that I have.
Definitely. I love it. Look, I got me a whole little personal story to go through. You remember, it hit me hard though. I don't think you realize how hard it hit me. She was like, we were talking about she had to go get her physical done and stuff, right? So she was like, what's a physical and all that stuff? I'm like, they're going to basically check and make sure like you're able to run and everything like that. Like everything's good with you able to keep doing sports and stuff. She was like, if they tell me something wrong, I'm still going to do the sport. I was like, no, you're not going to do it no more. I'm like, well, they say you'll die if you keep running. She's like, I'm just going to die then. I'm like, hold on. We got to take a step back here. We really got to take a step back here. Let's read it together. This is not your entire life at all.
Hey, that's that good crazy. But at the same time, you gotta kind of shape that thing like, hey, now I like the mindset. I kind of see where you are, but we gotta balance that thing out though.
100% more balance.
If you could give advice to another youth athlete who wants to be as good as you in track, what would you tell them?
I would tell them the quicker you run, the quicker you're done. And think about like you've done this plenty of times and you just need to do what you normally do and do it even better than what you did the last time.
As I said before, you saying the quicker you run, the quicker you're done. That's what I always think. I'm trying to be done with you.
So we have the Speedy Sto Showcase meet coming up May 2nd, 2026. In this meet, we're doing a mixed 4x4 where you represent your state. 2 boys, 2 girls. You know y'all guys from Alabama. So if y'all want to attend the meet, you have to put on a mixed 4x4 together. Who you put on? Gracie got to be honest. I need 1 girl, 2 boys, and what would the order be?
All right, so I'm gonna be honest. So I got a girl for you. The girl is Zuri Carlisle. She's one of Gracie's track mates. Would definitely say her. And look, I'd have to do some scouting for the boys. I don't have any boys to put out there. I don't know. Maybe it's because my little athlete here is my daughter. She's a female, so I look at the females more than I do the male. So I'm so engaged with them to the point where I honestly couldn't give you a name. So I'd have to do some scouting. I have to look at some stats, and I
need you to look at them before May 2nd.
Say what now?
I said,
You
I
say
need to
what
look
now?
at them before May 2nd now. I need y'all to get
Yeah.
it together.
I got you.
We don't know who the next person we're going to be interviewing, but if you could ask them any question, what would that be?
Why did you want to run track and how? Like, was it like how you were running or you were fast, you're competitive? Just what was it that made you want to run?
What made you want to run track?
Big meets, being indoor season. What we looking like? Any big meets y'all attending? You already mentioned that AUJOs might be the one y'all go to. Yep.
Big events. Well, that's definitely the biggest for sure.
Exactly.
As far as upcoming events, I think we're scheduled for January. So we're gonna kick off indoor in January, which is gonna be different for us. Usually we will take one of the December meets, go to it and compete. But I think Coach has us set up. I think it's January the 25th. Don't hold me on that one, but it's
Of
January
course.
the 20th something. Yeah, and I think he's going to implement another meet in January. That's what he talked about. And if not in January, there'll be one in February, an indoor meet then. So
And
we'll
y'all
have to
looking at
see how.
y'all looking at going to indoor nationals this year?
No, not this year. Yeah,
Okay,
not this
okay.
year. What about y'all?
We think about going to both of them this year, actually. AU indoor, and then going out to New York for USATF indoor. So,
Oh, nice. New York. Sweet.
Wait, where is AU indoor?
Virginia Beach, like always. Yeah.
Yeah. As far as shout outs, I'm sorry. I just
Yep.
remembered
I was going right back to it.
your second piece. Yeah, so shout out to Coach and his wife, Samantha Green. Shout out to Coach O. Shout out to you guys for the invite for this interview. Appreciate you guys. We've been watching what you guys have been doing on the track scene, and I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. And my hope for you guys is that you guys continue to execute on those ideas that you guys have. I hope that everything goes even better than what you guys have experienced thus far. But I do want to commend you guys for what you guys are doing. I think it's an awesome thing, man. I really do. I really do. Shout out to you guys.
Matter of fact, I'm happy linked and everything, but put out her Instagram name. What is it?
It's Graci _ humble _ beast.
There we go. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. We'll definitely be seeing y'all at some meets.
Yes, sir. Sounds good to us. Thank you, guys.